So you've decided that starting your own business is going to be the way that you're going to regain control and more freedom in your life, but you're not really sure which type of business to start or even where to begin. In this video, we're going to break it down for you. By the end of this, you will have a clear idea of which business is going to bring you the time and money freedom that you're looking for. Hey, welcome back to The New Housewife. I am Jaylene. This is where I empower midlife moms to be their own boss. If that sounds like something you want to be part of, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and I'll show up here with you each week with a new video. So congratulations, you made the decision that you want to start your own business. That is fantastic. But knowing where to begin and which type of business to start is really important, because take it from me, you can start a new business and start getting clients, start making money, and realize that you hate it. And what's the point of having a business that you hate? You could just go back to corporate and have a job that you hate. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to be a solopreneur. And don't look that word up in the dictionary because it's not a real word. It's just a word that's thrown around on the internet. But basically it means that you're an entrepreneur, a business owner who's doing it all themselves. You are, running all of the bits and pieces of the business on your own. You may freelance out some tasks here and there to people, but you don't have a team of people under you. And as you can imagine, starting a solopreneur business is going to be infinitely easier than trying to start a business with a whole team of people and all that kind of stuff. Starting a solopreneur business is going to be the way that you can get started with a very little investment, and you can get started a lot faster. So that being said, there are several types of solopreneur businesses, and we are also going to go through those today because I want you to understand starting a solopreneur business. There's different ways that you can take it. And then you can kind of think ahead about, what is your end goal? What is your big vision for your business? So first I want to talk about what is a solopreneur. We touched on it a little bit a moment ago, but really I want you to understand that as a solopreneur, you are the person who is doing all the things. So again, you may go over to Fiverr.com or Upwork and hire somebody who's going to help you build your website or create your opt-ins or set up your email list or little projects within the business that need to get done, but you are still project managing all of those tasks that need to get done, and you are still making sure that everything else in the business is running. So the first type of solopreneur that I want to talk about today is a freelancer, and that is someone essentially who sells their services for money. You can set up your freelance business on an hourly rate or a project rate or a package of hours rate. There's a couple of different ways to do that, and basically you can freelance anything that people want to buy. I mean, really, you can freelance dog walking, you can freelance graphic design, you can freelance virtual assisting. Anything that you know how to do well, you can freelance. The great thing about being a freelancer is that it can really snowball into other types of solopreneur businesses. You can bolt on other ways of monetizing your freelance business when you get to that point. So for instance, if you start out selling your graphic design work, to small businesses, you can eventually get to a point where you write a course on how to use InDesign and start selling your course and running kind of a passive income stream out of your business. You can also start writing a blog on your graphic design website and monetize your blog with affiliate links and ads and that kind of thing, and that starts to create a little bit of revenue for you. So as a freelancer, that you start out selling your services, but as your business grows and as you start to learn more about different ways to monetize, you can really diversify your income streams and come up with a lot of different ways to make money and grow those income streams, possibly to the point where you don't have to sell your services anymore. You just have these passive income streams coming in, which are not always, they're not completely passive, but you're not selling your services anymore, or maybe you're just scaling back how much of your services you're selling because you're making enough money on selling your course or monetizing your blog. So there's a lot of different options there. The next solopreneur type of business that I want to talk about is coaching. And you can be a business coach, you can be a love coach, you can be a life coach, you can be a health and fitness coach. There's all kinds of different, ways that you can coach people. But basically what they're looking for is they're looking for you to stand next to them virtually and walk them through, what they need to do to achieve the goal that they're looking to achieve. And you really kind of, walk alongside them through the whole process. And so the way that you kind of structure your pricing is a little bit different, because you're not going to want to do hourly for coaching. You're going to want to sell a package or a program, or, like a 6-week program or something like that, to take people from point A to point B, and then you're done working with them. Or you want to work with them for, a 3-month package, and then you take them from point A to point B. So really you're looking to help them achieve a specific goal that they are needing to achieve in their lives. Then you're done working with them, or they sign up for another next level package that you have, and you work with them more closely. So as a coach, you're really looking to sell a package or a product, or in your marketing, you're going to want to voice it as you're selling a result that, that your client is looking for. You don't necessarily want to talk with them about, the specific methods that you're going to take them through, but, what you are going to help them achieve. So for instance, I'm the last 10 pounds coach. You're going to be very clear about what you're going to help them with, and within what time frame you're going to help them achieve that. And the next business is trainer, and this I would hyphenate blogger, so trainer/blogger. So a trainer, blogger, these people help to teach other people methods for doing XYZ in their lives, and they have the expertise because they've used this method and gotten these results. And so you go to paleomg.com to learn about all of the paleo recipes that she uses. She's a CrossFit person. She eats a paleo diet, and so she's got a ton of recipes on there about, the paleo diet. So you go to her to learn how to eat paleo. So she's your trainer. She's the blogger that is educating you on that subject. There are a ton of ways to monetize a blog. The thing with being a trainer is that it does take a little more time before you start making money, because people are purchasing from you or visiting your blog based on your reputation, and obviously you don't get a reputation overnight. So it takes a little while for you to build that reputation, but it's a short-term investment for a long-term gain, because you have traffic coming to blog posts that you have posted for years and years. And so if you've monetized that blog post, you can make money off of it, indefinitely, for as long as the internet exists. I don't know. I don't know what the end would be, but so being a trainer is fantastic, because eventually, after, a few years of building the traffic and the reputation, you have this really, really committed audience. They believe in you, and they come back to visit over and over again because they want to know what you've been doing. And that you monetize that reputation. And lastly, I'm going to talk about being a consultant. So consultants are similar to coaches in that you are helping your client get X result in this amount of time. But with a consultant, what they are going to do is basically write a plan for the client and say, follow this plan, this is how I would do this thing. And then depending on the consultant, there, would probably be some follow-up Q&A, once a month or once a week, or however long the contract is, etc. And the consultant will kind of guide the client through implementing the plan. But the consultant isn't necessarily going to be hands-on, walking alongside the client the way that a coach would. And so if you like helping people figure out how to do a certain thing using your expertise, but you don't necessarily want to be cheerleading them and, really encouraging them every single day, then being a consultant might be more your speed. And that is the end of my list. Those are the 4 solopreneur businesses that are the most kind of popular. Those kind of the way that they are set up and the way that they are run are the 4 tracks that you can take to start your solopreneur business. So now that you know about each of these 4 tracks, really start thinking about your own personality and which of these tracks would suit you best. So really think about how you interact with people. What makes you feel good when interacting with people? If it fills you up to get a task done and hear, thank you so much, I so appreciate you doing that, being a freelancer would be fantastic for you because you get that all day long from your clients once you give them the project. So think about what fills you up, what makes you feel good. If there's things about your current job or jobs that you've had in the past that you absolutely loved, as far as the working environment, were you working independently? Were you working more closely with people? What was it about the job that you really liked that made you feel happy? Ultimately, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for you to be able to be your own boss. You get to decide who you work with, how you work with them, how much you charge them, etc. So really be thinking about what elements of your current job or any jobs you've had in the past really made you feel happy, really made you, it filled you up and it made you feel awesome to do that work. Now that you know all 4 tracks of solopreneur business, I want you to let me know in the comments which one of these do you think is going to work best for you. Now there are these 4 tracks and there's a lot of different things that you can do with them to monetize. The cool thing though is that starting all of them is basically the same process. So what I've done is I've created a roadmap. This is the online business roadmap and it basically walks you through step by step what you need to do in order to start and grow your online business, your online solopreneur business, whichever track you choose to do. So I'm going to drop a link in the description to the page where you can download that online business roadmap. So make sure you do that because the steps in that will be invaluable to help you get started and get your business up and going. So if this video was helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments anything that you liked about the video or didn't like, if there was something else that you'd like to learn about. And make sure you show up each week because I will have more videos that help you be your own boss. So thanks so much for being here and I will see you next time.